first time I have seen a child with a tail. Thinking back, although I was also a freak, I was still a normal human being. Hey, if you meet me, it is fate, so I will take you with me, otherwise if I leave you here alone you will definitely not survive, Son Gohan thought to himself. Little guy, follow me from now on, he said, regardless of whether Sun Tian agreed or not. Holding Sun Tian, he kicked his feet hard and jumped out of the deep pit. When he returned to the hut again, it was almost 9 o'clock. Although Saiyans are violent even as children, they are mature souls after all, which are not reflected in Sun Tian's small body. After returning to the hut, Son Gohan boiled water for Sun Tian to wash, and then cooked some meat soup. After feeding Sun Tian, he put him on the bed and let him sleep by himself. To be honest, it was the first time for Son Gohan to take care of a child, and he was still a little confused. He was a natural born and raised person, and had lived alone in the forest since he was young. He was not until he was 7 or 8 years old that he was discovered by Wu Tian, who came into the mountains and was accepted as a disciple. After finishing everything, Son Gohan went to the forest again and caught the liger that had just given birth and brought it back to the hut along with the cub. After all, Son Gohan was still a baby, and, in addition to meat, animal milk was still a good choice. As a warrior, Son Gohan still had some aura, and the liger didn't resist at all. Most of the animals in the Dragon Ball world have high intelligence, and there are similar beastmen who can speak human language directly. It's really hard for Son Gohan, a grown man. He used to be alone, but now he has to raise a few ligers in addition to little Son Ten. In the following days, Son Gohan's life is not as monotonous as before. In addition to normal training every day, he has to hunt for food for a big and a few small ones, and Son Ten has no choice. As a person with an adult soul, he has to drink animal milk and compete with 2 little ligers for milk. I'm afraid there is no Saiyan who is so embarrassed. 2 years later, deep in Baozi Mountain, a child with a long tail was seen running in the forest with 2 majestic lions and tigers behind him, sometimes cheering and sometimes roaring. If outsiders saw it, they would definitely scream. The majestic liger, the king of the forest, actually played with a little kid. You know, even if the liger is an adult, no elite hunting team of thousands of people would dare to approach it, but a 3-year-old child can live in peace with it. Roar, roar, roar. Suddenly a roar came from a distance and the little boy said, "Little lion, little tiger, go home. The old man and tiger mother are calling you for dinner." The little boy was naturally Sun Tian. In 2 years, Sun Tian had grown a lot with a chubby face. He grew up with a pair of ligers and got along well with them because he ate liger's milk. He also called the ligers Tiger Mom to show his gratitude because he ate liger's milk. Although Sun Wuhan was also close to Sun Tian never called him Grandpa. After he could talk, he only called him Old Man. Sun Wuhan was so depressed that he often said that he was not as good as a liger. Soon, 1 person, child and 2 ligers returned to the hut, only to see Tiger Mom and Sun Wuhan fighting for food. At first, Tiger Mom was afraid of Sun Wuhan,